So this is going to be a tutorial on installing the Windows 8 release preview, which will eventually become Windows 8, inside of a virtual machine using VMware. So the first thing you need to do is download the ISO disk image from Windows. You can just do a Google search for Windows 8 release preview download, and it'll take you to this link on Microsoft. So clicking Get It Now will allow you to download the ISO. Well, once you do that, you're going to open up VMware, and I'm doing this on a Mac using VMware Fusion. However, the process for VMware Workstation on Windows is very similar. So once inside VMware, you're going to do File New to create a new virtual machine. And we're going to click Continue without a disk. And then for the installation media, we're going to choose the disk image that we just downloaded. Then for operating system, we're going to choose Microsoft Windows. And then we're going to select Windows 7 x64. VMware does not yet have support for Windows 8 built in directly. However, all the reports that I've been reading and my tests have concluded that VMware Fusion and VMware Workstation will run Windows 8. So clicking Continue, we're going to keep the default settings of 1 gig of memory, NAT for networking, and a max size of 60 gigabytes for the hard drive. You can customize the settings if you want, and then save it into a new directory. I'm going to call this Windows 8. So once that's done, we're going to start it up. And Windows is going to begin its setup process. Now I am going to go ahead and pause my screen recording at this point because the setup process takes a little while. Actually, I'll leave it on for a little bit and we'll go through some of the options. You can choose your language and then just click Install Now. And then setup's going to start, and like I was saying, it's going to take a little while to complete as usual. So I'm going to pause my screen recording. For the part where it asks you to enter the product key, you can obtain the product key from the Windows site that you downloaded the ISO from. It's a standard product key that will work for all of these release previews, so you can copy it from my screen here. Once you're finished entering that, the next button will become enabled and you can accept the license agreement and click Next. And then it's going to ask you whether you'd like to upgrade or custom. Since you're installing this by itself in a VM, you can choose Custom, select the disk, and click Next. And this will use the entire disk for Windows. So it's now going to go through its actual setup process. And this may take several minutes, so once again I'm going to pause the screen recording here. So we're back, and Windows has finished its installation process and rebooted into the Personalize menu, which allows you to select a color that you enjoy and then select a name for your PC. So we're just going to call this Windows 8. And then it's going to ask us about our settings. You can choose to use the express settings or customize your settings. Okie dokie. You can then sign in with your Microsoft Live account if you have one, or it'll give you the option to set one up. Alright, so while I enter this personal information, I'm going to go ahead and pause our video again. Alright, so once you enter that information, it's going to create your account. finalize your settings. And then hopefully, if everything went off smoothly, it'll begin the finalized setup of your PC. So I'm going to stop this again while this sets up. Alright, and when it's finished its setup, you're going to be booted right into the Start menu, where you can browse between different applications. You can see your calendar. And then you should be back into Windows. You can press the Windows key to get back to the main menu. Click the desktop to be sent to your regular desktop. And here's a quick view of Windows Explorer. And then you can set up through VMware to expand and change the resolution of your screen. And you can use VMware settings to provide more video memory if needed, to allow for more fancy effects and that kind of thing. So that's everything there is to installing Windows 8 in VMware. Hopefully the process is very simple for you. Thanks for watching, and be sure to leave a comment if you have any